So we are getting organized. Last time we focused on our drive. This time we are going to focus on Chrome and Gmail. There have been some new features that have added in like just the last week to Chrome. They're going to make your life amazing. You may even actually notice one in my screen that I'm sharing right now. So let's get started. I am Susanna. It is nice to see you. I see some familiar faces. I see some folks who come hang out with me like on the weekly, and I appreciate you. I love that you're here. We are up for our time together. I will, of course, be present. Give yourself this time to learn and do something for yourself. Share what works for you. There are so many ways to do things in Google. So if you found a way that works for you that's not what I have shared, please share with us so we can learn that as well, because Google makes it so there's like 50 ways to do just about anything, which you probably have seen anytime in Google. Give yourself time to practice while we're here together, and then also on your own. The next time you get an email coming in, or the next time you open a new tab, use that as an opportunity to practice. Please ask questions. I'm here to answer them. Or if you don't want to answer them out loud, use the chat or shoot me an email later after you've gone through and done some more practicing. Anytime, just let me know. And of course, be willing to try. That's all we can ask of both ourselves and our kiddos. So our areas of focus today, we have a lot to cover. The first thing we're going to focus on is pinning, muting, and creating groups of tabs. If you are like me, you probably have at least 70 tabs open. That is how my brain works. It is a scary place, but now I have them organized. So it's super helpful, which I really like. Muting a tab is awesome. It's a nice feature, especially if you want to keep a window open, but it like automatically makes sound. And creating groups for your tabs. We are going to organize our bookmarks. We're going to change the theme for Chrome. Some of you may or may not know that you can change your Chrome theme and make it look pretty. It does not have to be plain and boring. In email, we're going to take a look at tasks lists, labeling and filtering your emails. This like saves my life because I'm on a distro list for 4 of our schools. So plus the school board office. So that is a lot of email and I can't look at all of that. I would never get anything done. We're going to look at how to label your email. Again, color coding. You can tell a theme. I really like to color code things. And then to filter it so that Google will color code those things for you and just do it. You don't have to go through to each individual email unless you prefer to set up those filters. We're going to look at automated and canned. Actually, they just changed the name to templates, response templates. So if you are away from your desk or you are teaching a class and you've got people emailing you, you can turn on that automated response. I'm teaching right now and I'll respond to your email when I return. Or it's after hours and you don't want to deal with that, or you're out sick, because we all have sick days and you can't deal with email. Canned or template responses are awesome for those things that you send out over and over and over and over again. It could be, hey, for me, it's things like, hey, you're signed up for this training. Here are the documents. And I can just reply with that all the time without having to like keep typing the same words over and over. And then changing your theme. And you can do that in Gmail as well. So that is super exciting. So let's get rolling. We have a lot to cover today. So first up, we're going to be pinning, muting, and creating groups for tabs. So make sure you definitely have a computer screen that you're up and can work on, because I want you guys to practice. Pinning tabs to take up less space when they're open. You can mute a tab that you don't really need to hear playing if you just want to see the video. And some of those tabs have like windows and sites have automatic music that drive me batty. You can create color-coded groups of tabs that will allow you to minimize all of them at once and just roll, and then you have them open. So you can actually see that up here on my screen where it says Kiddo Daily Work. I can click on that and I will have a whole bunch of tabs, way more than are on this screen right now, that allow me to have all the things I do every day with my group of kiddos that I work with right there and then not have to close them out every day. It's all organized. So let's roll because that's fun. Okay, so what you can do is pin a tab. I personally have my Gmail, my Drive, and my calendar pinned open on my main screen. You guys are looking at my second monitor right now, but on my main screen, I have those things pinned so they are always there in the top corner. So what that, you can also mute the site and you can select add a tab to group. So anytime you move your mouse over a tab, you can right click on it. If you're on a Mac, it's the control click and a menu will pop up. So you can automatically add new tabs either way that you want. You can move that tab to any other open windows that you have. You can pin it. This is my all-time favorite. Like I said, I always have pinned my Gmail, my Drive, and my calendar, because those are the things that I need open to have all the time. And when I click pin it, it just minimizes that little tab so that all you see is the icon. So then it's there, it's not taking up more space, but I can very quickly just click on that icon and it's going to take me to, in this case, my Clever portal, which for our elementary and middle folks, we kind of live in. So cool. Give that a shot right now. If you change your mind and you don't want that tab pinned, you can just right click on it or control click on it again if you are on a Mac and unpin that site and it will just pop up to normal size. Cool, cool. So my next one, and of course you see the muting tab. I do want you to note that when you mute a site, it mutes it on every single window that you have. So if you mute, say like I have this Star Talk podcast that my kids are going to listen to tomorrow because I want to introduce them to Neil deGrasse Tyson. If you right click on that and I mute that, any YouTube tab that I open or have open will be muted. So make sure, just know that anytime you are on that site, that will stay muted until you unmute that. So that's my little note for you guys. And so now have you guys started playing with your label, your tabs? Awesome. So for my folks that have not, you just right click on that tab and you can say add tab to group. You can create a new group and pick your color, give it a name, and just hit enter. If I want to minimize that tab, I just click on the label and then it becomes smaller. So I can open it back up and I'll show you my daily work. So all of those tabs just popped up that I use daily with the group of kiddos that I work with. So when I minimize them, they go here. I can very quickly add a new tab to that group. When it's open like this, you'll notice this is orange. So all of the ones in that group have that orange bar under it. If I just click and drag this tab over into that group in the middle of it, it automatically gets added to the group. You could also right click on that tab and move it that way as well. So there are a couple of cool ways to move tabs. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
When you have to restart your computer or have to close Chrome or something like that, do the groups stay or do they disappear?
Yeah, I don't close Chrome. I just shut my computer down. Actually, I just put it to sleep. I don't turn it off. Okay. That's just me. Right. But when I put it to sleep for the day, when I open it back up, they pop up. The one way that I have noticed right now to get rid of that, and be warned, I did this the first time I played with it. When I clicked on that, I clicked close group thinking I could get it back again. That is gone. Okay. So just beware, and fortunately it was my first one. I was just playing with it. So I didn't have too many tabs and I hadn't organized too much just yet. But But this has been a game changer. I have like 6 of them on my main tab right now, where I have things just like different projects that I'm working on, my weekly tasks. I have one for weekly tasks. I have one for like all the PD that I do, where things just go there. So it really keeps things sorted and organized. And then it goes from like all of those tabs to those tabs. Without losing, because I need all of those tabs. Like I need to know they're there. I can't remember that website. That's just me.
Right. But you don't know, like if I have, because occasionally I have like, to shut down my computer and
it's right as of right now, everything's come back up.
Okay.
So, but again, I pretty much just will put it to sleep. I did restart it the other day and they all came back up. I didn't have to.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When I hit restart.
Okay. Because most of the time I just put it to sleep, but occasionally.
Yeah, you do sometimes.
You got to restart because nothing will work or whatever. So I just want to make sure it's still there.
Okay. How are we doing? Thoughts? Good? Yes. This is so fun. This one's my favorite. And this is brand new. It literally dropped like last week. So we have our tabs to group. And when you guys get the slide deck, all the screenshots are here. So if you do need a refresher, they're totally here. But that one is super, super easy. All right, organizing our bookmarks. My bookmarks are a little bit of a nightmare. You can see at the top, I have all of these folders here. So let's talk about how we organize our bookmarks. We want to keep them just as organized as our drive. You can add folders. You can put key ones on your drive. So I even have some that are just the icon so that they don't take up space with the name. So it makes it really, really helpful. So let's talk about how to do that. So when I create bookmarks in or creating folders for my bookmarks, very quick, very easy. You go to the website and you click this tab, this little tab. And before we do that, this site has it. Chrome has added a new feature for some websites where you can create a QR code directly to that site. So this is a Google drawing that I got for free on some website just to see if it would be useful and good. This new icon has just started popping up where if you click on it, it will generate a QR code that you can then give to parents or students, and it will take them right to that. Heads up, super cool. Okay. Of course, you would still need to make sure, like this one is just me. I did the make a copy kind of thing on, it was probably Facebook where I found it. So you'd have to change the sharing rights, but look for that now on websites that you visit, or like this is a Google drawing. So in that, so you could very easily get it to your students in some way. Like, so think about how ways that would be very useful. So when I click the star, I get this little pop-up menu. You can, of course, name it anything you want. If you already have folders, the default is going to be the bookmarks bar, and then you end up with just a whole bunch of websites going off here. But to organize it, I want to click more. And then I can pick and choose where it lives. So I have all of these folders with tons of stuff in there, or I can make a new folder. When that new folder is selected, so it's highlighted, and then I just click save. Easy peasy. Now, if you're like me, you have a ton. It looks like I'm organized. It really does. But if you look down, I have like a ton of things that have not been sorted. So what I can do, I can go through by going to my Bookmark Manager at the top here. And when I click on that Bookmark Manager, it takes me to all of my bookmarks here and all of my folders here. So I have the option when I'm here, if I click the 3 dots, I can make a new folder. So I'm going to make one for timers because I saw that I had a bunch of timers. And now that's down here. And it's also over here on the side. So what I can do now is I can very quickly click and drag this timer to the timer folder without having to like go to it, but I can just very easily click and drag. I'm having trouble talking again. So that I can very quickly organize my existing bookmarks without them like having to go open them again. You can try and drag and drop from this pull down menu here on your bookmark bar, but it gets a little like icky. Like you can come and move this around and put it somewhere, but you can see it gets a little fussy. I'm just going to put it there. So, questions, comments, thoughts on your bookmarks? Cool. Again, this one's not, this is kind of the easy part. Getting into the filtering stuff is what we'll later on with Gmail. So we've done our creating or cleaning up existing bookmarks. We've got that. Ooh, and now we're going to talk about setting our theme. I think I have like a rosé theme right now, but I do like to change it up every now and again. I like to do things seasonally. So in order to change your Chrome theme, you just want to come up here to the top. You either have a picture. We'll talk about how to change that and add a picture for you, and click these three dots. We want to come down to the settings menu. Oh no, yes. And then I'm going to go to appearance over here on the side. So now I can look, there's the theme. I can click this little pop-out menu. I could reset it to default. It's going to take me to the Chrome Web Store. And I'm going to go from extensions. And here's my theme right here. I do love a rose gold. But if I just come back to themes in this menu, so here's a ton of stuff. But if I just, let's see, if I just click Chrome, then I can see all sorts of different, there it is. You can see ones that people have created. Just take note that sometimes the ones people have created, they ask for money, and I don't pay for that stuff. So from your themes, they have new ones that pop up. You can search by topic. I really like the Stargazer one. I think I'm going to change mine to that because it's pretty. And we've been obsessed with looking at. So all you do then, if you like it, you say, this is the one I want. You just click add to Chrome. It'll check and make sure it's good. And boom, there you go. And now you'll see that my whole computer has changed to that purple. Boom. And you have the option when it's installed, it'll ask if you like it or if you want to undo it. So decide how you want that. Oh, I did not mean to click undo, but that's okay. All right. So we've got our Chrome theme. You can change that however often you feel as the mood strikes you. Let's talk about making sure you have a profile picture. That really helps folks when you're sending emails. It also, because you're linked to like Zoom, if you do have your camera off, they'll still see a face. Someone will still see who you are, so they'll know that. So To do that, all you need to do, you may just have a letter up here. So I've got my 3 dots right here. I've got my face. When I click on that, you're going to choose that manage your Google account. You always want to make sure that sync is on with your school account. That way you're getting the most updated information and that you have access to all of your school bookmarks, and that means you'll automatically sign in when you click on the things that you need. If that is ever anything other than that green circle, you need to check on it. It might say you need to refresh. It might need to say you need to sign in again. Do those things. If this ever says paused, it also wants you to sign in. I've been getting that like every week or so where it wants me to sign in again. So just click manage your Google account and your icon will pop up again in the middle, and you just click on that picture here. Click on that camera and you can, take a pretty picture with a filter. Goodness knows I like to get in the good light and make sure I'm looking good. I might put on a little mascara, add that picture, or it can be something that like you really like. For a while, it was my puppy Luna. So like, again, I'll change that in and out, but it's nice to just have a picture of something that speaks to you so that it's not just this letter, because a lot of people have the same letter. I think it goes by your first name, the letter of your first name. So that is super helpful. All right. So we are rolling along. We are rocking. So we've covered organizing our tabs, bookmarks, pinning tabs. Oh, I want to show you how to get these icons here, a bookmark where it is only the icon. So I'm going to come up here to a website that I know has an icon, sites like Facebook or Clever. Google Classroom is one. So it has this little corporate logo here that I want to change it so that I don't see the word seesaw. I'm going to bookmark seesaw. I'm tired of going to Clever every day. It'll just sign me in the right way anyway. Of course. There we go. So in order to bookmark this page, because this is my little library and I want to go right there, I'll click my bookmark this tab and that will pop up. If I just want the icon to pop up and nothing else, I'm going to delete the name of the website that I'm bookmarking and I'm going to put this on my bookmarks bar and I'm going to click done. So this has actually gone to the very end of my bookmarks bar. And I am going to drag it up. Notice that little line right there? Boom. And now it's next to my Flipgrid and my Clever. And I know that that's the seesaw icon. So it's right there. So I could very easily switch between, and I know those icons, they're very recognizable. So I don't have to see the words to do that. So that's a really good one for, if you're going to your Google Classroom every day, that's a good one for that. It may not work for ones that all have the same icon. So just keep that in mind, but that's a really, I find that very useful because it doesn't take up enough space, but those are the ones that I use a lot. All right. We are rolling through these topics and now we're going to move on to Gmail. Gmail is probably the one that may stress people out the most. And there are lots of little tricks hidden around in there that are super helpful and fun. So we're going to look at making task lists, labeling, and filtering your emails. And some of these things are available across apps in Google, particularly the task lists and calendar. You can actually access them from a Google Doc, from a Google Slide, or from a Google Sheet, as well as in Gmail. So that's a really helpful thing. If you are creating a calendar event and a doc and you want to share that with people that you're adding it, it'll automatically attach that document to the meeting invite so folks can see it. All right, so let us roll. Task lists are found, and I'm going to open up my mail. So you may have noticed there's a little sidebar on the right of your Gmail window. And you may have said, I don't like it. I don't know what that is. And you may have just minimized it, and that is okay. It can very easily come back. Again, computers are teaching us patience today. We doing okay? So far, we've covered the easy stuff quick first. That was my plan, to get the super quick stuff. Oh, no worries, Miss Booker. I just saw your message. No worries. I'm still recording, so, and everybody's going to get the replay. So no worries.
Okay, thank you. See you later.
No problem. Miss Lawson, can you help me explain a little bit more about what you mean? Which is that only showed up as a gray box?
That happened with me as well. When you click the star, onto bookmark, it shows up as like a gray box instead of showing what it actually does. I mean, I know what it looks like, but I don't know.
So, can you say that again, Pam?
So when you were showing how to do the bookmarks and you click on the star, when you were clicking,
you guys couldn't see it. It's probably because of Zoom. It's probably because of Zoom. So, Stacy, the screen, the slide deck that I have for you that I'll be sharing has the actual screenshots of that. I didn't realize Zoom was going to fade out that stuff. So that's a Zoom thing, not a thing. But yes, that's it. I did screenshots of all of that stuff too. So you'll be able to actually see what that looks like. Okay. So here is my email. You may have noticed these buttons on the right-hand side of your screen. You may have just also clicked that little arrow at the bottom and made them go away because you didn't know what they were. And that is okay. If you click on those again, it creates a side panel and you have access to your calendar, Google Keep, which I really love for making lists and notes, tasks, which is super helpful, and contacts. So that's how you would get to your contacts. Click on either one, any of these, and it allows you to, so I could create an email invite from within my Gmail. I can create a calendar invite from within my Gmail. So that's super helpful. I don't have to switch back and forth between a new tab. So it'll pull it up. It'll show your day. So you can also just see your day at a glance. It's very helpful. And I'm going to close that because it's super slow right now. Tasks are, I really like them a lot. And the best part about these is that when I open it, it's coming. I can actually drag emails into my to-do list. So if I can just add a new task. Down here, call mom. I can edit that task. I can give myself a day and a time that I need to do it. I could add a subtext task. If maybe I need to do something before I call my mom, I got to tell her about, and she needs the answer to that, I can do that. So that's my subtask. I can take an email and drag it over So that email then becomes a task. If it's an email that I need to deal with, but not right now, I want to make sure I get to it before the end of the day, I can drag it over here. It won't get buried in all of these other emails. I can edit it and I can give it a date and time of when it needs to be done and all of that. So it's a really helpful way to organize your tasks. Then when you're done, you just mark off that you did it. And I have them set to disappear. You can click your three dots here to decide the order that you want, to delete all of your completed tasks, or to copy any reminders to tasks. So you have lots of options for sorting those. So that's a great way to just kind of help stay organized within your Gmail. Any questions? Okay, no problem, Dawn. Or she may have already had to leave. Okay, so that's how we use tasks. I really like this. You can also find these same icons in Google Docs and Google Slides so that those items can be added there as well. So you can very easily get to this menu from Docs, Slides, and Sheets. If you want to look at what your to-do list is, if you want to add more items to your to-do list, those are also available there. So let us swish on back. And we have covered all of these. So we've got our steps for tasks. Oh, and now, yes, okay. We've got our task list icon and not list. Oh my, don't mind me. So now let's talk about labeling your emails. This will be a way to just organize. So maybe you want all of the emails from your principal to look one way, emails that are sent from coworkers to look another way. Maybe you have different people that you serve. So you want, I know, Misty, you've got like a couple of teachers. So maybe you want all of one teachers to be blue and all of another teachers to be pink. So you can kind of keep them separated. Whatever way works, like whatever your label is, let's show you how to label those emails to get them organized. So over here, you can see I have lots of labels already created. So in order to get that menu, right now there's nothing up here. I want to select my email that I want to filter. And I get some new options here. So I can snooze it so it pops back up to remind me later. I can mark it as read. I can mark it as spam. Please don't report my emails as spam. I can add it to my tasks. I can move it to a label. I can move it to, these actually become more like folders. So I can move it over there, or I can make a label this way and I can filter them. So let us first create our label. So I do not want this to be an update. I want to make a new label and I'm going to go with PD responses. So now, because I don't have one like that, it says create new. So I'm going to create that as new. It asks me if I want to, if I like this name, I can nest it and under an existing label. So let's see. I could put it under recertification because it's recertification for others. So, but I don't think I am. I'm going to leave it its own category. And then I'm going to click create. So now you'll notice that this little button has popped up next to that says PD responses. And I now have over here that same label. Well, I'm not feeling the gray. I've already got some that are gray. So I'm going to come over here and click the three dots. I'm going to choose my label color. I'm going to go with green. So now that label has changed to green both on the side and here on the email. And I'm also going to change it so that it only shows if there are unread options. As soon as I click on it and open it, go back, you'll notice PD responses has disappeared from over here. So I can set it so that I only see things over here when I've got something to deal with in that topic by clicking on the three dots and choosing show if unread. How are we doing? Okay. Now we're going to set it up so that these emails automatically get tagged. Because right now, the only way to give something the PD responses tag is if I physically click on it and choose that label. But I don't have time for that. I want to set it up so that Gmail does that for me. So while my email is still selected, I'm going to click more and filter messages like these. All right. And let's see. I'm going to type in not the from, but I'm going to put in the email subject. Actually, I'm going to put has the words. You could also do it from a person. If you want to filter all of the emails from your admin into one folder that just says admin, you would put their names there. You would type their email addresses in that folder. So I could just type, I can start typing a name and I'll get a list of people that look that way. So it's your choice how you want to filter. And you can have, I have like hundreds of filters. So you can filter them lots of different ways. An email can get multiple filters. That's not a problem. You can filter by person, by keyword, by sender, who, whatever. If I have some filtered, if it goes to all division, it gets a certain mark to it. Like it gets starred if it's something that's sent to the whole division. So it's however you want to send it and set that up. So I'm
Ms.
not,
Bishop,
yes,
sorry. We can put like for both of our admins, we can put them both in the same.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. So if I wanted to do Lobo and Pfizer, see, it has both of them.
Okay.
And it will take both of them.
Okay.
And it automatically puts a comma between each one.
Oh, okay, good.
You
Okay.
can do that. Yeah, that's that. And that's
Perfect.
something that's super helpful because like
Yes.
you want them to be like, hey, this is important. I need
Right.
to notice that first. Whereas, you know, there's some other things maybe you don't need to notice.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to click create filter. And I get some choices. Don't freak out. Okay. So there are some things I might want it to just skip the inbox. I don't want it to come to my inbox. I want it to automatically be filtered over here. And that maybe is something that you want. There are some mass emails that come that I don't necessarily want them. I want them to go to their home where they live, and then I will go find them. So like that's what I do for all of the school emails. Like the HHS email list, all of those emails that come out, those automatically come over here. So I've chosen to skip the inbox and to archive it. It still shows red. It's unread. That's why these are bolded. So what I would do, I can choose to do that. I can choose to mark it as read. Maybe there's a blog that you get updates from that you just don't want to see that it's there. You know where to go to look for it, but you don't want to see that it's an unread because that number bothers you like it does me. Like I hate that there are 1,000 unread emails and there's just no time to fix it. So what you can do is you could choose to select mark as read. Then you want to make sure you choose apply the label and choose your label that you want that email to have. So I'm going to choose PD responses. You could also mark it as star it, means marking it as important. You can choose to never send that to spam, because sometimes the Google foo learns the wrong thing, that it's spam and it really shouldn't be spam. Don't ask me how. There are some things, maybe it is spam and you don't know how to get rid of it to make it stop coming, but you want it to disappear. So you can just take it and say it automatically deletes. Whenever it's from this company that always I somehow got on their mailing list and I don't want it anymore, you put their email address, you click delete it, and it will automatically go to the trash for you, and you never have to know it exists. It is very helpful. I want to click apply filter to 41 matching conversations. Like, it's filtered through all of my email. There are 41 emails that match that setting. And then I'm going to click create filter. And see, now that folder has PD responses. That means there are emails in here that have not been read, that I need to deal with, that all match that same label. Okay, how are we? We good?
Can I ask one more question?
Of course.
Sorry. I get a lot from the Google Classrooms because I'm on 4 different teachers' classrooms. And that I don't need to know when everybody submits their work because I don't grade it.
Okay, so the thing to do for that is in whatever one of those emails from one of those classes, if you open it, there's a thing at the bottom that says turn off notifications.
Okay, because I spend a lot of my morning deleting those.
Same. Okay, yeah, you can just turn off those notifications.
Okay, awesome.
When that notification email, I had to do it today for Miss Baines's class. I'm at my I've done it twice today, cleaned them all out. So no, I get it. Like it's too much. So that is within just with Classroom. Yes.
And I have 4 of them.
I won't tell you how many I have.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Okay, so we have made our labels. We have created filters for that labels. Now, if I've realized, you know what, I turn that on, I don't actually want this thing to sit in my inbox right now. I want it to automatically go. I'm gonna click this filter again, filter messages. I'm gonna say that tech, it's and Bytes. Create filter. I'm going to do it again because I realized I should have said skip the inbox. I don't want it to show up in my main inbox. I want it to come over here, and I only look at it when it's over there.
So, because archive means very many like different things depending on where you are. So right now, like on, if I'm looking at an email and on the far right hand side, it has the archive, trash, and a couple other things. If I click archive, it should just take it out of the inbox and go to the folder it's supposed to be.
If you've set up a label.
And I have.
Yes.
And I can see where it's labeled. I just I need it in that folder.
Yes.
Okay, and so it should be in that folder.
Yeah, so that's what I have done with the HHS labels. That one I chose archive it. So they don't come to my main inbox. All of the HHS emails, you guys email a lot, you know that.
Do we? Really? No.
They automatically go here to this folder. So that all of those emails, I didn't have them marked as unread. Like, that's why that's bolded, because it is, I can still read those emails. That's telling me I have unread emails to deal with. So
I was just checking because I've always been afraid of the word archive because it means different things. And I'm like, I don't want it to disappear and go away. But because I need things to go.
Yes.
Okay.
In the Google world, archive means hide it. but don't delete it. But so you could
Okay.
still search it. It's still searchable. It's still findable by search. It's
Okay.
just not like right there in your inbox.
Yeah.
If that
I didn't want it things deleted. That's what I was afraid of. It's
Yes.
deleted and
Yes.
yay, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. So we've covered labeling things, filtering those emails. And again, the screenshots are here for when you are like, I need to see this step by step. So the screenshots are here. All right. Now what we're going to get to, all right, filters. These are my favorite, automated responses. And what I'm going to call them accidentally canned responses, but they're templates and I absolutely love them. And you can use them throughout the day. I have a committee with some folks all around the Richmond area. And one of the people on our committee, when she's away from her desk, she has it set. So before she walks away from her desk, she says, I'm away from my desk right now. I'll get back to you as soon as I return. So that anyone who emails her while she's not at her desk knows, hey, she's in the building today, but she's not available at this moment to take and answer an email. So that's kind of helpful. That's a really helpful thing. I do it for when I'm out sick, so that if people need help while I'm out sick, there's an email link to where to go to get help. That's the teacher the teacher website, as well as the help desk link. So like I do that. I also have canned responses set up for emails that I send a lot of. If you've set up a calendar invite or a meeting time with maybe it's your students or maybe it's with coworkers. That's what mine is usually. I have a canned response. Hey, you're scheduled for this time on this day. Thanks for signing up. I look forward to seeing you then. Please respond to the calendar invite. And that is my canned response that goes to each of the people that sign up for that. So I don't have to type that 500 times, but I'm acknowledging that they've signed up for the thing that they signed up for. So that's a really helpful tool for that. So automated responses, also known as vacation reminder responses. So what you do is you just come over to this gear at the top, and we're going to click see all settings. You guys can play around with these as well. This is just the way the look of your email, if it's tight together, you set it up the view that matches the most to you. And that's a fun play with on your own to find your groove and what you like. But we click see all settings. And you'll notice you can get to the labels from here too. Although when I go that way, it makes me crazy because it's too much on one page. So if you guys want to explore with that and play around, go for it. Default reply behavior. I'm going to set mine to reply. I hate reply all. I think reply, it gets a little out of hand when we have like large spots of email. So I'm going to set mine to reply, because I don't want to accidentally reply something to the whole division. That's like my biggest fear and nightmare, that I might do that. These are some other good settings, like you can set your default text. You can also set up your responses and that sort of thing. But all the way down at the bottom is your vacation responder. You can set your date. You can set what the subject is. It does not have to just be for vacation. I don't even know what a vacation is. I haven't been on one in I don't know how many years. But you can set that. Maybe you're away at a conference. Maybe you are having office hours. Maybe whatever that is that you don't want to be interrupted at that point. You can set a message. You can set your subject. You can set when and you want it to happen. You click turn it on, decide who gets it, and then hit save changes. And for anything that you do in the settings menu, and there's a lot to play around with and look at, Make sure you scroll all the way down to the bottom and hit save changes or you will lose those. So that's just a little FYI heads up, but that you have to scroll down all the way. Even if the thing you want to change is at the very top, you still have to scroll all the way to the bottom to hit save. So, all right. Any questions with the vacation responder? Any ideas for using it other than like when you're away from your desk? Or I can kind of see when you guys have your live classes, like, hey, I got my, I'm virtual and in person right now. I can't respond to your email. I got my hands full at this moment. So, you know, if it's your lunch break and you are, you know, away from your desk for lunch, that might be something for those that are in an office and have lunch breaks. Like that would be a thing too. Not a teacher, Ms. Foreman. I know teachers don't get those. All right, so we've done our automated responses. And now I am going to come back here. I'm going to discard those changes. And we have like 6 minutes, and I think this is our last thing to do before my next meeting at 3:30. So I am so stoked that this is that we're getting this. Okay, so to create a template email so that you don't have to keep typing the same thing over and over, you come to Compose. I like to not send it yet. I like to do like the last thing I do is to put in the person I'm sending it to. So you'll want to make your subject. I'm going to do test template. I'm going to put the body of my email in. This is a test. You can also add attachments. So if, you know, you're sending out an email to parents that has like your remind code to join, and you want to attach that little thing that they can scan, the QR code, you could attach that. If whatever it is, you can attach it. If it's a drive file to your syllabus, whatever you need, you can create a template email that has attachments in it. So maybe it's, I don't know, we'll see what pops up. Oh, that one will be from that, but you can also from your drive as well. So it could be an image, it could be something from your computer, whatever you want, something in your drive, a picture, what have you, however you want that email to look. Then I'm going to come down to these 3 dots by the trash can. And I have some choices. I can look at templates. I can go ahead and pre-label that email before I even send it. You can request a read receipt from someone. If you're sending it to a parent and you want to make sure they got it, click on the read receipts. You want to check your spelling, do all that. But right here we have templates, and you can see I have lots of them. I have lots of them today already done. But I want to make this a new one. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to go to Save Draft as Template. And I am going to set a new one. I could overwrite an existing one. If I wanted to overwrite this one, I would just click on it and it would make what I just typed the template response instead of what was there already. Those are my options. So I can click Save as New Template. It'll name it whatever the subject of your email was. So that's why you want to give it a subject first so that it that's what it does. All right, so now I am going to discard this. And let's see, I want to actually, we'll say I got an email. Let's see. We'll reply to email to Mary Beth with my canned response. So I'm going to hit reply. I'm going to click the 3 dots. And there's my templates option again. So I can, it's loading them. But once that list populates, you can respond to someone's email with the template that you've already created. If you're finding that there's something, maybe there's a task you have to do every month. You always get requested to like send this thing at this time. Maybe it's like team meeting. If you're Stacy, you're on a desktop, right? Are you using Chrome or another browser? Interesting. We might need to have like a one-on-one meeting to figure that out, because you should definitely have templates. Okay, Stacy, so we'll get together after this. So now I can click that template, click test template, and it's going to automatically generate whatever I put in that template to the person that I am responding to. So I can even, like, here's some that I had done before. So this was my template for, they'd signed up for a makerspace lesson. And I would just highlight the blanks, put in the right information for the person I was sending it to and their time. So they knew, hey, you're signed up, you're good to go. Boom. So, and like, there it is, please accept your calendar invite. So I'm actually not going to send this because Mary Beth would not know what on earth I was talking about.
Just to interject, I had to go and enable templates.
Really?
So under settings.
Okay, thank you. You know, it's been so long since I used that.
Yeah.
So
It's under
settings.
the advanced tab.
All
So
right.
general
So go back to this one, see all settings.
Yeah, go to see all settings and then click on advanced. And then click, you had to enable like keyboard shortcuts, things like that.
Gotcha. Templates, there it is, enabled.
Yep.
There we go.
And then make sure you save your changes at the bottom.
Yes.
So.
Enable. Yes. Look at that. Okay. Thank you, Pamela.
You're welcome.
I think it has been so long since I did that I missed that little step. Thank you, because it takes a village to get all this and remember what Google does. All right. So yay, Stacy's there. Dushana, did you get it? Yay.
Yes, I did. I got it. Thank you.
Teamwork. Woo woo. All right. So we've got our automated responses. We've got our, come on, you know you want to move. Here we go. And the screenshots in here are all that. And I will add, before I send this out, the screenshot of turning it on. So I'm glad we found that. Oh, and then last but not least, you can schedule your emails. You do not have to send that email at 8 o'clock. You can send that email at 8 o'clock at night, but you don't have to let people know you're sending emails at 8 o'clock at night. You can schedule your emails. So let's look at how you do that real quick. So let's go back to that draft that we were just sending to Mary Beth. Poor Mary Beth. All right. So here is my draft. If I click on this little drop-down menu next to the blue send button, I can click that schedule send, and then it will populate when I might want to send this email. Google likes to guess things for you. So wait to send it at 8 a.m. So you could get it, if it's in your brain, it pops up, hey, I got to send this email right now. But you don't want people to know that you're up at 1 o'clock in the morning sending emails, then you can do this. You can say, oh, it's going to go at 8 a.m. and they'll think you just did it at 8 a.m. It could go whenever, or you can pick a date and time to send that. You just click here, then you choose, it pops up the calendar, and then you pick what day and what exact time you want that email to send, and Google will take care of it and you don't have to worry about it, which I think is super helpful. Yeah. They're just, sometimes you don't want people to know that you're like working That way, if you do work after hours, it's okay, but people don't have to know you're doing it. So I'm going to cancel that. We're going to come back here.
After hours, you know that, right?
Oh, I know. I know. We only work contract hours.
Exactly.
And then, of course, you can also change your theme. You probably noticed when you clicked on that gear to make it pretty. And if you go back to, you can either do the ones that they've enabled by clicking the gear again, and then the theme and view all, or you can go to the Chrome store, click themes, and type in Gmail to sort the themes section, and you'll see some different Gmail themes. And then update it and add it just like you did for the actual theme for all of Chrome. I actually have my theme set to, I think it's called Tree, and mine changes with the weather. So on sunny days, it's a sunny day. It's got a sun right now. On cloudy days, the sky is clouds. And on rainy days, it's actually you see rain in my background of my Gmail. And I love this one. I've had this one for like 5 years, and I probably won't change it, because I love that it shows the weather. And there are some in the Google one. There's the ones in the setup themes that have, there's one with like the little, it looks like they're in Japan. That one changes with the day. So it's dark in the morning, it's dark at night and light at day and stuff like that. But okay, that is all we have. Any questions? Any comments, any thoughts? I am recording this, so I will send you the replay once I have downloaded it and edited it, so that you can go through at your own pace. So you can just look at screenshots. So you can do all of those things to do, and then just have it to go back and find some things. So are there any questions before I have to zip out and go to my other meeting?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you guys all so much for showing up.
Thank you so much, though. It was so helpful.
Yay!
Yes.
Yay!
New stuff to use.
Yes, we loved it.
Yay! As soon as I saw the new labels for tabs, I was like, "Oh my gosh! Everyone needs this information."
Yes, I do.
Because I know we are all, especially now, guilty of having. I probably have 100 tabs open right now, and I wish I were exaggerating. Between the 5 windows that I have open on 3 different accounts.
Yes.
There are a lot of tabs going. So thank you guys so much for coming. If you have questions, please feel free to email me, and I will catch you next time. And I'll send out the survey too, so you can get PD points if you're a classroom teacher. So, all right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.